Hello students, in this video we will study the further groups of kingdom Protista. Now first group, that is chrysophytes, we have already discussed. Now second group is dinoflagellates. Now di means two and dinoflagellates, flagellates means flagella. So those having two flagella, they are called as the dinoflagellates. Now these organisms are mostly marine and photosynthetic. Okay? They are found in marine water and they produce their own food. That's why they are called as the photosynthetic. They appear yellow, green, brown, blue or red depending on the main pigment present in their cell. Okay? त्यांचा कलर वेरी जाता. थोड्यांचो कलर येलो, ग्रीन, ब्राउन, ब्लू और रेड. सो जो पिगमेंट त्यांच्या भितर डॉमिनंट आसा तसो त्यांचो कलर दिसता. The cell wall has stiff cellulose plates on the outer surface. So you can see here, this is the dinoflagellate Goniolax, and you can see these are the plates. These are called as the plates on the cell wall. Now these are the two flagella. This is one flagella which is called as the transverse flagellum, and this is called as the longitudinal flagella. That's why called as the dino. Di means two flagella. One is transverse and one is longitudinal flagella. So this is the characteristic of dinoflagella, that they possess two flagella. One is transverse and one is longitudinal. Okay. Now cell wall has stiff cellulose plate. Now these are the cellulose plate on the outer surface. Most of them have two flagella. One lies longitudinally and others transversely in a furrow between the wall plates. Red dinoflagellates, example Goniolax, undergo rapid multiplication that they makes the sea appear red tides. Now you can see this is the Goniolax species. When it multiplies rapidly, proliferate rapidly, the color of the sea becomes red and we call it as the red tide or bloom. Goniolax bloom or dinoflagellate bloom or red tide bloom. So suddenly जेन्ना तुमकां कलर चेंज दिसता दर्याचो तेन्ना तुमी हे नोटीस करपाक जाय that they may be bloom, and this red color appear, that red tide is the when toxic species, the bloom caused by toxic species are harmful blooms. Okay, now these blooms can be harmful or beneficial as I told you, but when these blooms are caused by the toxic species, toxin released by some algae, they are called as the harmful algal bloom, and they can kill marine animals such as fishes. They kill the fishes. Sometimes you must have observed some phenomena on the beaches. Many fishes are lie dead. Okay, that may be because of one of the reason may be because of these harmful algal bloom, and we should not eat such fruit. Such fish. Now these are another dinoflagellates, examples Serratium, Gymnodium, Serratium and Noctiluca. Now you don't have to remember the other species, but you have to remember this Goniolax, which causes red tide. Example. Now this I have also done study on this harmful algal bloom, so that's why so we have noticed one Noctiluca bloom, then Serratium bloom. So I have also done study on this when I was a research fellow. So, and I presented the harmful algal blooms paper. This was presented in the International Symposium at Kolhapur. This paper was presented. This is not a harmful algal bloom, but some bloom like a situation were noticed in my study. This is at Dona Paula JT. So this paper was presented at national seminar, and this is the cruise or the research vessel we say, on which we carry out the research. So this is the front view. This is during the night time, and here we do the sampling, we collect the sampling. So this is FORV Sagar Sampada research ship, okay, where we carry out the sampling work in the sea. Now why have put these figures? That there is lot of opportunity in the various field. Whatever you are doing, you have to do with interest. So you will get the opportunity if you do the work with interest. Okay, now this is how we do the sampling on the board. This ship persons, they help us in carrying out the work. Now this is called CTD, wherein water sample is collected at different depths, and this is for zooplankton collection. Okay, now next group is the euglenoids. Majority of them are freshwater organisms found in stagnant water. Now euglenoids, this is the diagram of the euglenoid, and this is the picture of the euglenoid in the microscope. Okay, how the organism look, living organism. So they are found in fresh water, found in stagnant fresh water. ज्या प्लेसीचेर डबके बीन असता पळय, उदक साचलेले असता रस्त्यांचेर बीन, थंय हे युग्लिनस मेळटा. Instead of cell wall, they have protein rich layer called as the pellicle. So this protein rich layer pellicle which make their body flexible. Okay, so cell wall चे जाग्यार ते protein rich layer असता, त्यांचे body ताका लागून flexible जाता. They have two flagella, a short and long one. आता हे कशे आयडेंटिफाय करतले तुम्ही युग्लिना? सो युग्लिनाक दोन फ्लॅजेला असता, एक लॉंग फ्लॅजेला आणि एक शॉर्ट फ्लॅजेला असता. ओके, so that is their characteristic, one long flagella and one very short flagella. Then though they are photosynthetic in the presence of sunlight, when deprived of sunlight they behave like heterotrophs by predating on other smaller organisms. So when sunlight is available, they do the process of photosynthesis, but in the absence of sunlight they behave like heterotrophs. The pigments of euglenoids are identical to those present in higher plants. Okay, so their pigment is like same, chlorophyll A, B, like higher plants. And the example of these euglenoids are euglena. So this is a diagram of the euglena. This is the example of euglena. You can see the flagella, stigma, then nucleus, plus chloroplast, pellicle. Now next group is the slime mold. So we have seen chrysophytes, second dinoflagellate, third euglena, and fourth one is the slime mold. Now slime molds are saprophytic protists. So saprophytic means they depend on the dead decaying material. Now you can see this is the slime molds. It looks like slimy, and you can see the hyphae. This is the slime mold. Now you can see the floating bodies of the slime mold. Now this is the wooden block, and this is the slime mold growing on it. So this is the decaying wood and the growing slime mold on it, which is yellow in color. The body moves along decaying twigs, so decaying twigs, and leaves engulfing organic material, and तो ताका surround करता. Decaying twigs and leaves आचेर हो तुमका slime molds मेळटलो. Under suitable condition, they form an aggregation called the plasmodium, which may grow and spread over several feet. Okay, so तांचे favorable condition जेन्ना enough moisture मेळटा तेन्ना हो तांचे plasmodium several feet grow करता. During unfavorable condition, the plasmodium differentiate and forms fruiting bodies bearing spores at their tips. So sometimes कितें जाता, कंडिशन जेन्ना अनफेवरेबल असता तेन्ना हे प्लाज्मोडियम फ्रुटिंग बॉडीज प्रोड्यूस करता, आणि त्या फ्रुटिंग बॉडीजान स्पोर्स असता. द स्पोर्स possess true walls. They are resistant and survive for many years even under adverse conditions. So तांच्या स्पोरांक ट्रू वॉल्स असता, which is very rigid, आणि ताका लागून ती रेजिस्टन्स प्रोवाइड करता and survive for many years under adverse condition. So समज condition favorable and very dry region, still they can survive. So once that they get moisture, they will grow. The spores are dispersed by air current. Okay, air current proving the एका places or दुसऱ्या places dispersed जाता. So we have seen slime mold. Now next fifth group is the protozoans. Okay, now protozoans. All protozoans are heterotrophs and live as predator or parasites. Okay, all protozoans are heterotrophs. They cannot prepare their own food. These protozoan groups are heterotrophic, so they cannot prepare their own food, and they live as predator or parasite. They are believed to be primitive relatives of animal. So according to the evolution, the animals, they believe that animals originated from the protozoan. So this is the beginning stage of the animal. Now there are 4 major groups of protozoans. Now protozoans are classified into 4 major groups, that is amoeboid protozoan, flagellated protozoan, then ciliated protozoan and sporozoan. So these are the 4 groups. Now we will see the characteristic of each group. Amoeboid protozoans, these organisms live in fresh water, sea water or moist soil. So ज्या प्लेसीचेर मॉइश्चर मेळटले थंयसर हे अमेबॉइड प्रोटोझोन जगता रावता. They move and capture their prey by putting out pseudopodia. So you can see this finger-like projection, they are called as the pseudopodia. They move out and capture their prey. It is also called as the false feet. Example, amoeba. Then marine forms have silica shells on their surface. So they are also found in marine and they have silica shell. Example is ant amoeba, which is a parasite. Okay. Then second, flagellated protozoan. The members of these groups are either free living or parasitic. Okay, either free living, they can live their own, or they live on others as a parasite. They have flagella. So this is the microscopic picture. You can see flagellated protozoan. These are the flagella. The parasitic form causes diseases such as sleeping sickness. Okay, आणि हे कितें करता जेन्ना हे बॉडीन मेळटा और इन्फेक्ट करता तेन्ना ते स्लीपिंग सिकनेस करता. एक्झाम्पल इज ट्रिपॅनोसोमा. सो हेका कितें म्हणटा, ट्रिपॅनोसोमा म्हणटा. सो दे कॉजीस स्लीपिंग सिकनेस, trypanosoma. Okay, now third one is the ciliated protozoan. These are aquatic, actively moving organism because of the presence of thousands of cilia. So you can see this tiny hair-like structure. These are the cilia, and this is the example of paramecium. This is a paramecium which consists of many cilia. They have a cavity called as the gullet that opens to the outside of the cell surface. The coordinated movement of rows of cilia causes the water laden with food to be stirred into the gullet. So this cilia helps them to take the food into the gullet. Okay, so this is the ciliated protozoan. Now next is the sporozoan. These include diverse organisms that have an infectious spore-like state in their life cycle. So they produce infections. The spore produces infection. The most notorious is the Plasmodium, which is called as the malarial parasite that causes malaria. So Plasmodium vivax. So these are the different Plasmodium species which causes different diseases. Now this Plasmodium vivax causes malaria. So they are called as the malarial parasite. So you know it takes 2 medium or 2 hosts to complete their life cycle. One is mosquito and another is human body. So they are very microscopic. So these are the microscopic picture of the slide. In this video we have completed kingdom Protista, and under kingdom Protista we have studied the different groups of Protista, that is chrysophytes, then dinoflagellates, slime molds and protozoans. Okay, these are the 4. One more is the euglenoids. Okay, so under kingdom Protista we have studied desmids or diatoms which belongs to chrysophytes, then dinoflagellates, then euglenoids, slime molds and protozoans. Now protozoans are further classified into four major groups, that is amoeboid protozoans, flagellated protozoans, ciliated protozoans and sporozoans. I hope you have understood this topic, today's topic. If you have any difficulty, please let me know. Thank you, students.